You know what's crazy to me? It's that black women are the most copied, the most referenced, the most studied group of women on the planet. Every trend you've loved in the last 20-something years started with a black woman somewhere, somehow. The slang you use, the dances, the fashion, the music, even beauty standards that suddenly became in when a white girl did them, all of it was derived somehow and somewhere by black women. Black women built the modern culture we know today with their bare hands and got almost nothing back for it. And nowhere is that more obvious, more documented, and more painful to watch than in the music industry. Because the music industry loves black women so much, it loves what they create, it loves what they bring to the table, it loves their energy and their vibe, their talent and their cultural power. It just doesn't love them, the actual women, not even their careers or their well-being, not their safety, and definitely not their longevity. And I've been sitting with this for a while because I wanted to actually break it down properly, not just say racism is bad and call it a day. I wanted to go level by level through exactly what this looks like, what it has looked like for years, with real names, real situations, real moments that you probably watched happen in real time and maybe didn't have the language for. Because there are levels to this. There are genuine, distinct, escalating levels to how the industry has treated black women especially, and we are going through every single one of them today. I'm going to be starting from the lowest level to the highest level in my own option. These are my takes, so be kind in the comments of what I say rub you the wrong way. Also, feel free to drop as many comments as possible if I get something right. It's my first video in a while. I need every motivation I can get. Okay, let's begin. Level 1, Manon Bannerman from Cat's Eye. I want to start here because this is not history. This is not something that happened 20 years ago that we can look back on with the comfort of distance. No, this is happening right now. Just weeks or days ago, and if you are not paying attention, you will miss it because it is being packaged very carefully to make sure you do. Now, if you watch Pop Star Academy on Netflix, you already know who Manon is, and if you watched it honestly without the filter of whoever your favorite member was, you saw something in her that was hard to ignore. Be very honest with yourself. She was not the loudest girl in the room. She was definitely not the one manufacturing drama. The members have stated this multiple times about how the show itself created the drama, that it wasn't that deep. She also wasn't the one to push herself into every frame. She had this quiet, almost effortless quality that is actually incredibly rare in that environment. Most girls in that kind of competition are performing their likability constantly because they have to, and because the whole thing is a popularity contest as much as it is a talent competition. Believe it or not, Manon didn't do that though. She just existed in her talent and trusted that it was enough. And in the end, it was enough. She made the group. She debuted and the group launched and Manon was in it, and on paper everything looked the way it was supposed to look. But here is the thing about the mistreatment of girls on level 1 that makes it so difficult to talk about. Level 1 mistreatment does not announce itself. It does not come with a smoking gun or a recorded conversation or an email you can screenshot and post. Level 1 mistreatment is the accumulation of small decisions that individually mean nothing and collectively mean everything. Go watch the group's music videos. Don't just watch them, study them. Count the seconds each member gets centered in the frame. Notice who the camera finds when it needs a reaction shot. Notice who is consistently slightly behind, slightly to the left, slightly out of the light when the shot is composed around someone else. Notice whose name appears first in press. Notice whose face leads the campaign. Notice who gets the moment in the choreography that the audience remembers. I'm not saying this to hate on the members. I'd never do it because they've shown time to time again how much they love and care for each other. I'm saying this so you all can realize that this is the work of their company, Hybe and Jeffen. These things they do, there are not accidents. Nobody in the professional music industry, especially not at the level of Hybe and Jeffen Records, is accidentally composing shots with an intent to create drama and chaos within the group and fandom. Every frame is a decision, every campaign is a decision, and the decisions keep producing the same result. Manon is always there, she is just never quite the point. And the reason level 1 mistreatment is so effective is because it is completely deniable. The label can say she is in every video. The fans can say she gets lines and screen time. Nobody is excluding her. Nobody is doing anything wrong. She is right there, look, you can see her. And that deniability is not a side effect of level 1. It is the whole design. You include someone just enough that you can never be accused of leaving them out, while making sure they never accumulate enough center time to become the face of anything. Right now, as much as there are a lot of people supporting Manon through this hard time, there are some who still shade her even more. Daniela's dad is one of them, but we will come to that later. This has been the entry point for black women in groups for as long as groups have existed. You are let in the door, you are just not let to the front of the room. But then something happened that made it impossible to keep calling this subtle. On February 22, 2026, HYBE and Geffen Records put out a statement, as you might have already heard, saying that Manon was going on hiatus to focus on her health and well-being. If you have been following the music industry for any length of time, you know exactly what that kind of statement is. It is language designed to make a decision look like a choice. It is a label saying what it needs to say to close a conversation before anyone can open it. Polished, careful, completely empty of actual information. And then Manon posted her own statement, and it did not match. She said she was healthy, she said she was okay, and then she wrote that sometimes things unfold in ways we don't fully control. That one sentence, because she is healthy, she told us she is healthy, but things unfolded in ways she did not fully control. Those two things cannot both be true if this was her choice. If she decided to take a break for her own well-being, then things unfolded exactly the way she controlled them. The only way that sentence makes sense is if something happened to her that she did not choose and cannot say out loud to the public. And then she liked a post on Instagram that said another black girl subjected to racism and label mistreatment yet again. She did not write a caption, she did not make a statement, she pressed one button, and that one button said everything she could not afford to say in words. And then Daniela's father posted publicly that the show must go on with or without a member, that 5 members is okay too, that she should come back when she is ready to work. The lazy narrative, applied to the only black girl in the group, by an adult man who is connected to one of her group mates, and when people pushed back he deleted it, but screenshots do not delete, they spread as they should. And then Melody Thornton posted something, "We see you." Now you need to understand why that matters. Melody Thornton was the only black member of the Pussycat Dolls, I'll go deeper on it later, one of the biggest girl groups of the 2000s, and she has spoken openly about what those years did to her, the panic attacks, the feeling that she could never make a single mistake because she was the black girl and the black girl does not get the same margin for error that everyone else gets. The watching of opportunities being distributed in ways that were not equal, and not being able to name it without risking everything. She lived this. In a different group, in a different decade, with a different label, and she saw Manon's situation, and recognized it so completely and so immediately that all she needed to say was 2 words. We see you. Not we support you, not we are praying for you. We see you, meaning we know exactly what this is, meaning this is not the first time, meaning you are not imagining it, meaning the women who have been through this version of the industry are watching and they recognize the pattern because the pattern never changes. SZA said something, Tiffany Haddish said something, the women who know. And Katseye is performing at Coachella in April, one of the biggest stages in the world, and right now nobody knows if Manon will be on it. That is level 1 mistreatment. That is what the entry point looks like. That is what it looks like when the industry lets you in the door and then spends months making quiet decisions about how close to the front you are allowed to stand. It is not dramatic. It does not make headlines the way the later levels do. It is a camera angle and a campaign decision and a hiatus statement and a liked post and a father's comment that got deleted too late. It is the beginning, and if you think this is bad, if you think this is the worst of what this industry does to black women, then you are not ready for level 2. Because level 2 is where the machine stops being subtle. We've come to the end of this video. As I said earlier, this is going to be discussed level by level. This is just level 1, a whole video dedicated to it. I'll do the same for each of the other level. I'm a little hesitant to make a full video given the fact that I haven't uploaded in a really long time and also because I need commitment not just from me but the response of my audience. You're watching me right now, so I'd really appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. The next 7 videos will be out for each of the next 7 days. It would be like a Netflix series, and I promise each would deliver in ways you'd never expect. Like, subscribe, comment, share with friends, share on your social media, do anything at all to support this series, and I would see you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day.